Hello everyone and welcome back to the Great Book of Grudges. My name is Nathan and today we're back with another faction focused video for Total War Warhammer 3. Today we'll be looking at the Demons of Chaos, specifically Khorne and his units. Before we begin, I just want to say that we're going to style the Demons of Chaos videos into 4 parts, each representing one of the different Chaos gods. It is also important to note that we'll be covering the units based on the official 8th edition army book. So without further ado, let's check out Khorne. The demons of the Blood God are an extension of himself. They embody rage, strength, and hate. Khorne has no need for magic is for trickery. So with that, the army roster that would be tied to Khorne would be mostly melee with very little range. But without going too much into the lore about it, let's actually check out the units. Firstly, we have the Bloodletters, the basic rank and file troops of all of Khorne's armies. These warriors wield long demonic blades as they charge directly into their enemy. These frontline warriors do not need any armor, for they rely on their scaly skin, and indeed they are unbreakable as they should be. The demons of Khorne, like any other demon, would be unstable instead, where they would suffer attrition by crumbling, similar to the vampire counts when they lose their forces. Unfortunately, that's all we have in regards to core, so now we move towards special. First we look towards the Flesh Hounds of Khorne. Nothing too special about them other than the fact that they're demons, but they would act pretty much exactly the same as the Warhounds, the Chaos Hounds, and so on. While they might not be the most exciting of units because they're pretty much reskins, it's actually quite good to have a fast-acting skirmisher unit that they can use to flank around the enemies. Next we look towards the brass behemoths themselves, the Blood Crushers of Khorne. Bloodletters mounted upon mechanical monstrous cavalry. While not usually in large number, these squads are highly resistant to damage, boasting a very high natural armor save. Interestingly enough, they're also incredibly fast, having a very high natural movement range. The Blood Crushers actually run across the battlefield relatively quickly. They would most likely be a late game elite unit, however they're extremely cool and I imagine a lot of people filling full stacked armies of them. With that, we've checked out all of Khorne's special units and now we look towards rare. The only rare unit that Khorne actually has in the 8th edition army book is the Skull Cannon of Khorne. As heavy metal as that sounds, it pretty much is. It's a cannon and one of the only ranged units that you'll actually have in your roster. Not only as a monogod, but as a full undivided roster. The Chaos Demons do not have a lot of ranged. The cannon would be used as all others, but it also rides atop a chariot which moves relatively quickly, which means that obviously it can also be used to flank enemies. Unfortunately, that's all we have for basic troops in Khorne's armies. As stated before, the Chaos Demon armies are better fleshed out as a full Chaos undivided force, but there's something else that we have missed, which is the characters, lords and heroes, and named characters which we'll look towards now. These are specific to Khorne only. In terms of generic unnamed lords and heroes, we do have first up the Herald of Khorne, which is a heavily armoured bloodletter. Usually they are the battle standard bearers, the leaders of forces, the basic commanders which pave way for the Bloodthirsters. The Bloodthirsters are hulking behemoths of demons, said to be the closest extension to the Blood God himself. They are truly the heralds of the Blood God's destruction, smashing down gates and walls, allowing for the lesser demons to swarm their enemy. Of all the great demonic hosts, there are some who actually have names, those who have impressed the Blood God in some way, shape or form, and thus are deserving of a title. First off, we have Skulltaker, once a mighty warlord in his mortal life. Skulltaker is now a mighty demon prince of Khorne who roams the realms of chaos when not leading Khorne's armies. While to many he looks like an ordinary bloodletter, he is actually blessed by Khorne, being gifted the Cloak of Skulls itself, which protects him from most damage. Next we have Karanock, the three-headed Hound of Khorne. This is essentially another Flesh Hound of Khorne, however many speculate that this is Khorne's favourite pet, given the fact that Karanock itself guards Khorne's personal throne room. Karanock is incredibly resistant to magic, being known to throw enemy spells back at them, destroying them with their own magic. Lastly, we have perhaps the most famous bloodthirster to ever roam the Warhammer world or the Chaos Realms themselves. This is Brandt. Brandt is not like your average bloodthirster. His rage is so powerful, so intense, that he even turned on the Blood God himself, managing to even dent the armor of his own creator. Naturally, Khorne punished the Bloodthirster, destroying his wings and throwing him deeper into the reaches of the realms of chaos. However, not completely destroying the beast, seeing as Brandt still serves his purpose. The great demonic monstrosity rages across the realms of chaos, battling against Khorne's enemies, and on occasion he finds himself in the Warhammer fantasy world, killing any who may unfortunately fall within his sights. Unfortunately, in regards to Khorne's units named or otherwise in the 8th edition army book, these are pretty much all that are being covered, because that's all they have. Naturally, when mixed up with the warriors of Nurgle, Slaanesh and Tzeentch, it would be a more fleshed out roster. However, there are many who believe that this would be a monogod faction. So if this is the case that it is a monogod faction, what units do you think would be implemented from older editions, White Dwarf supplements and so on? Let me know in the comments below and let's start a little bit of a discussion, shall we? But with that, my friends, we've come to the end of our video. Thank you so much for watching. If you did enjoy the video, might I suggest giving the video a like, or even subscribing to the channel, as it really does help us out. In the description link below, we have various links to various social media such as Facebook, Instagram, Discord, and so on, where you can get in contact with the Great Book team and have a chat about lore, or pretty much anything you'd like. Also in the description link below is an affiliate link with Element Games, where you could buy loads of Warhammer stuff, wargaming stuff, and loads of other different hobby materials for 10 to 25% off. Using the link below and also using our special code, which is also in the description, supports the channel at no extra cost to you, which we think is rather cool. A big thank you to our patrons. Your support means the world to us. Honestly, it's super cool that you guys want to help a small channel grow and get to a level of quality which we think will be best for everyone. A big thank you to our Patreon, Gibraltar LUSC, for subscribing to us in our fame level. Honestly, it's super cool of you. A big thank you to everyone for liking, sharing the video. It's honestly awesome that you guys are wanting to keep us engaged, keep us growing, and so on. But with that, my friends, once again, thank you once again for watching, and we shall see you all again very, very soon. Have a good day.